Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into some pretty heavy stuff. We're going to be talking about the 7 deadly sins. You know, pride, greed, wrath, envy, gluttony, sloth, and of course lust. We all grew up hearing about them, probably in Sunday school, maybe even in video games, but what if I told you that there might just be one core sin that fuels them all? What if the other 6 are simply different masks lust wears? Yeah, I know it's a bold claim. We've spent millennia treating these as distinct vices, labeling them separately. But let's really think about it. What is lust at its core? It's not just about physical desire, it's about a powerful, insatiable craving. It is the intense longing for something that goes beyond mere want, a compulsive desire for something outside oneself that we believe will fulfill us. It's the feeling of I need that. It's a raw, primal urge for pleasure, for gratification, for something more. And I argue, it is this craving, this lust, that gives birth to all the other so-called sins. Think of it as the engine, and the other sins are just different parts of the vehicle. Let's start with pride. Now, pride sounds like an ego thing, right? A booming sense of self-importance, flaunting your superiority. But isn't it, at its root, a lust for external validation? A need to feel admired and significant? You're lusting after the approval of others, the recognition of your perceived greatness. You crave the feeling of being top dog, the affirmation that you are superior. It's not just about being important, you are lusting to be perceived as important. It's a constant, almost addict-like pursuit of this feeling. Next, let's look at greed. It's not just wanting a lot of stuff. It's a lust for accumulation, a craving for more. Never satisfied, always chasing the next acquisition. It's a desire for things that we subconsciously hope will ultimately bring us fulfillment. Whether it's money, possessions, or power, the underlying driver is that restless hunger, that insatiable need that mirrors the core feeling of lust. Now, wrath, often portrayed as explosive anger. But isn't that at its root a lust for control? A feeling that things aren't going your way, a craving to dominate the situation or other people? When you are furious, it's because you are denied something you believe you deserve. You are lusting for things to be as you want them to be, when you want them. That is an intense, almost compulsive craving. You're lusting for your will to be done, for the world to bend to your desires. And what about envy? It's the pain of seeing someone else have what you desire. It's not simply wanting what someone else has, it's a deep, gnawing lust for what you feel you are missing. It's a lust for the perceived advantages, abilities, or blessings of another. You see what they have and you want it, not passively, but with a craving, and maybe even a resentment. Gluttony, it's not just about food. It's a lust for immediate sensory pleasure, for indulgence, for that rush of dopamine. Whether it's overeating, overdrinking, or overdoing anything, the core is the same. You seek an instant reward, a fleeting jolt of satisfaction that never truly fills the void, because what you are truly lusting for is the emotional fulfillment that you think that behavior is giving you. It is a compulsive search for more. It is a lust for sensory overload, using external factors to try to satisfy the internal void. And finally, sloth. This one might seem a little less obvious, right? But sloth isn't just about laziness. It's a lust for comfort. It is the craving to avoid any discomfort or exertion. It manifests as apathy, a lack of will, a lack of drive, and because one is afraid of confronting the world and all of its challenges, they turn to comfort even though this comfort fails to satisfy. It's a desire to escape the demands of life, a way of avoiding any difficult feelings. It is a lust for the path of least resistance. Just like a person who lusts after immediate gratification, the slothful person is also lusting, albeit in a less direct way, after immediate gratification. They are lusting after peace in the form of the absence of any struggle. So, I know this is a big perspective shift. It's easier to think of these sins as separate bad habits, right? But consider this. If lust is at the heart of them all, then addressing our insatiable cravings and understanding what is truly driving them is the key to breaking free from all the others. We need to understand why we are craving the things that we crave. What is the need that is not getting met? Think of it like removing the root of a weed. It may grow into a different weed, but if you remove the root, you can finally clear out that patch of your garden. If we don't address the deep-seated lust that drives our pride, greed, wrath, envy, gluttony, and sloth, then we're just putting bandages on a gaping wound. We will always struggle to be better, because you have to treat the cause and not the symptoms. This isn't about condemning our desires because the desire is normal, part of being a human being. It's about understanding them. It's about asking ourselves, why am I craving this? Is it really going to fulfill me? Or am I chasing something fleeting, something that will never truly satisfy the underlying craving, that will never fill that void? The true purpose of understanding that lust is at the core of our actions is so we can learn to control, to observe, to understand, and, ultimately, to use the energy of that craving in more positive and productive ways. We can harness the power behind lust to propel ourselves forward instead of allowing it to pull us down. This isn't about easy answers or quick fixes. It's about a journey of self-discovery, but I think it's an important one. So, what do you think? Could lust really be the root of all our struggles? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in